Yo, what is up guys? Fred Eastgate Unity here, back at you with another video. Today we are checking out the new EXWAY / iWONDER Hydro all-season tires. Now first in the box, they come very well packaged. These are part urethane, part rubber. The water shedding channels are cut out in the directional tread pattern to ensure rubber stays in the contact with the ground in wet conditions. They have ABEC design and the weight is only 100 grams more than the average 90mm street wheel. Now in the box you also get some speed rings / washers, and they also give you this free lanyard for any remote. It also comes with EXWAY's own pulleys. Now their pulleys are a little bit different from the average ABEC wheel. This one fits in perfectly, as in most ABECs do as well. But as you can see in most pulleys to the left side, the bearings aren't as big as EXWAY's bearings to the right side. Now those EXWAY pulleys usually work on their own boards or something like a backfire that has those thicker metal rods on the axle. So this means if you have a normal size axle, those pulleys won't really work. So here's the EXWAY Hydro wheel mounting onto a CLOUDWHEEL pulley. So if you are utilizing CLOUDWHEEL pulleys, that'll attach right on. Now here's a different pulley from board bumpers, and that just fits right in, so you won't have any issues if you are utilizing a board bumper ABEC pulley. Now the total diameter of this wheel is 100mm, and the width is about 64mm. Now the width isn't the same thing as the contact patch because the rubber tread pattern takes away some of the contact patch. So the part that is gray, that's the full measurement of 64mm. EXWAY also included their built-in spacer bearings with the purchase of these Hydro wheels. Okay, so here is a used cloud wheel with the radical bearings and no bolt on the edge. On the other side, you have the brand new EXWAY Hydro wheels with their own built-in spacer bearings. And again, both of them don't have any bolts bolted on the edge, so there's no resistance. So now let's do a quick spin test. As you can see, the EXWAY Hydro wheel stopped rolling, so I do think that these bearings aren't that great. The Black Mamba bearings I've been suggesting for a long time. I don't know if they're still available for sale. I used to buy them on Amazon a lot. I will say this, the standard cloud wheel bearings I think are better than these built-in spacer EXWAY bearings. But as you can see, these radical bearings are still spinning. Their free roll is great, their speed is great, and if they're still online, I think they're about 15 to 17 bucks depending on where you buy them. Now, I don't think this really devalues the wheel. I just wanted to point it out to you guys. Now let's slap these bad boys on a board and let's see how they ride. So a lot of riders do a lot of casual riding, whether they're commuting to work, they're commuting to school, and they simply have to get where they need to be even when it rains out. Now this is casual riding right here. I'm doing about 18 to 20 miles per hour and I have zero issues. Now for my favorite section, carving. As you guys know, I do love to carve, and carving in wet conditions is extremely dangerous, but you can see these wheels are holding the traction. Can you break the traction? Yes, of course, any wheels can break traction. That just depends on the rider and how hard you want to push the board. I was pushing it pretty damn good and it wasn't breaking traction. Was I able to? Sure, but I wasn't really trying to actually fall off the board, but at the same time, I was still carving pretty aggressively and it was still holding traction very well. The point being is that it's very predictable. When it's very predictable, you are very in tune with the feeling underneath your feet. And when you're in tune with the feeling underneath your feet, you can have fun skating again, even though it's wet outside. As for all-terrain riding, it's pretty simple. These wheels can take it. I beat them up on the sidewalks, the grass, cracks, whatever. It can take it. As for riding through puddles, let me show you what it does best. Now, when it comes to the comfort level of these wheels on bad roads, I would say they feel the same as a normal cloud wheel. They're not super comfortable, but they're not super hard. The main factor is they can take a beating and they're very durable. Okay, let's do an acceleration test. 1, 2, 3, go. Ooh. Not bad. Not bad. All right, we're gonna do a brake test. 15 miles per hour. 1, 2, 3, brake. Wow, really good in the rain. Final thoughts. Now, as I mentioned before, I think these are a great wheel to take out when you have to ride in the rain. Now, I don't suggest riding in the rain. This is one of my kind of beat up boards, so I normally don't ride in the rain. But we all have our responsibilities, and some of us have to commute to school or to work, and even if it's wet outside, we still have to ride. I rode about 9 miles and I only lost 1 bar, so I think that's about the same as a normal cloud wheel, so the range is definitely good. Some people might think those directional tread patterns that wrap around the urethane is some kind of gimmick. I highly disagree. I think they do a very good job in wet terrain. With these, you don't have to worry about punctures, decreasing your range, and they fit most ABEC pulleys. Now, what I also love about the wheels is that you have a low center of gravity stance. So not only are the wheels really good in really wet terrain, going through grass, going on curbs, but you have that low center of gravity stance that makes you more of aggressive, in-tune rider. And that's my favorite type of skating stance that I prefer. The pricing on these wheels are $119, which I think is very fair. A lot of wheels nowadays are $120, $150, $160. So I definitely think they're worth the price. Not to mention it comes with 4 pulleys, built-in spacer bearings, and washers, and a lanyard. Thank you for watching, guys. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Have a good one, guys.